What's up guys, and welcome on another day on the road. In this video we are going to do another day trip and nothing else, but we are going to Pulau Pangkor. We are now walking on Marine Island and we are on our way to get the ferry. It's 8 AM in the morning and I really hope that the sun gets out, because right now it's looking like a cloudy day. But follow us for more for the day. We are going to visit some beautiful beaches. Hopefully we're gonna snorkel a bit. We are also going to see a old Dutch fort, so I'm really curious what it is, and I really hope that someone can do some explanation about Marine Island, because I don't know what the deal is with this island. I will let you know what I mean with that, like ghost town. One of the benefits of staying on Marine Island is that we could just take a ferry to Pulau Pangkor and it would only take us around 20 minutes before we arrive on the island. It's very good. One of the first things that we noticed once we arrived at the islands was there was a lot of pollution in the water, and with that I mean a lot of oil. I'm not sure how that could happen, but we also saw a lot of dead fishes out there, so we were a bit afraid that it would be on the full island, but thank God it was only in the beginning of the ferry. If you guys need a taxi, they got enough. Alrighty, so for our first stop of today we have the Dutch fort. And of course, because we are Dutch, how can we not pass by it? But I do have to say, people, I did expect something bigger from the Dutch instead of some old stones like a graveyard at our place. But I am really curious what the history is and how they came up with a Dutch fort on Pulau Pangkor. Because I never heard that the Dutch had some influence out here. I do have to say, this is a typical style that you would see the Dutch fort or the Dutch churches out there. So I did find out some funny things about the Dutch fort in Malaysia, which we as Dutch people never heard of and didn't even know that we had an influence over here. Apparently it has been built in the 1670s, but it didn't last long, because in the 1690s the Malaysian people already destroyed it. And back in the day, like 60, 80 years later, the Dutch came back in around the 70s and they rebuilt it, and they just stood here for around 5 years, and they obtained it with a couple of soldiers just for the protection, but it was mostly just for the control of the trade over the water and for the storage. They didn't do anything. Why did the Malaysian people destroy that? Here you're thinking the main reason was because they didn't like the Dutch method of how they were doing their things. But that is some stories, and the Dutch people even call it Fort Ding Ding. Quite a funny name if you ask me, because ding ding literally means nothing in Dutch, but it's quite a cool story. We tried something and it didn't work out. This is all there was. It was just a fort with a couple of brick walls and some mirrors that were looking out on top of the water, so they can just see people coming and going, I guess. In Malaysia they don't have signs with watch out for monkeys, crossing the road to deer, but they have watch out for the cats. Literally cats. And we have also arrived at our second destination of the day, which is the historical rock. And if I am correct, this is a historical rock because also by the Dutch they had written some letters on it, which should say VOC, if I'm correct somewhere. Yes, VOC. For the people that don't know it, for the Malaysian people, the VOC was a company built in the 1670 centuries until the late 1780, 1790 they go bankrupt, which the Dutch controlled a whole lot of the water supply and the water trades. Like they would go from Netherlands to India to Japan for the copper, the minerals, the minings,
Spices.
the spice as well. And yeah, back in the 17th, 16th centuries, we were really big on controlling the water with all the supplies. And it has some really rich history. If you type in VOC, which means, I don't know it in English, but if you type it in and you just type in Dutch, you can find it out. And for our third stop of the day, we have this beautiful mosque that is sitting on the water and is absolutely a hidden gem. As you can see on the left, they have a little small beach. I think you could use to walk up there, but not anymore. But it's literally a beautiful mosque here, just chilling on the water. Okay guys, so one of our favorite things is scootering around the island. And one of the things that we like about it so much, that you see so much amazing things like monkeys that are crawling over the rails or the electric cables and just being so flexible and agile. Driving on Pulau Pangkor made us have some flashbacks about our time in the Philippines. It's just so beautiful with the environment. It's just surrounded by the sea, and it's just so cool with the scenery. Also, driving a scooter is one of my favorite things always to do. You can just see so much in so little time, and you just explore. You also see so many wildlife with the dogs, cats running around, monkeys that are going over the railings, and squirrels that are just hanging and chilling. All the things that you don't really see in Europe. So we had our plan to go to Pangkor Hill on the Pulau Pangkor Island, but apparently we couldn't find it. But we did find this gem of a beach where no one literally is except ourselves. After we had an amazing ride through the jungle and a small pit stop, we are finally arrived at one of the most beautiful beaches that we have seen so far on Malaysia. And look at this. Unfortunately, we did forget to bring our snorkels with us today, so I will not be snorkeling in the water. Sorry guys. Keep it done. But we are going to enjoy this beautiful beach today, but first we are going to have some dinner or breakfast, to say it like that, on the beach of course. So for us it's also a Saturday, which means we can treat ourselves, which we normally also do, but still I got a beautiful coffee and a mango juice on the beach, and the food is coming as well. Alright, so I got myself a green noodle curry. Then he got herself a nice omelette with some bread. Normally we always would eat a green curry in Thailand, but we haven't had one for 1.5 months, so I really need it, even though it's only 10 AM in the morning. And what's better than enjoy this beautiful meal with this beautiful view. And of course the Nix needs to find a kitty everywhere she goes. Look at this cutie pie. Pulau Pangkor, one of the most beautiful beach destinations if you would like to escape the heat, if you want to get away from all the tourists, if you want to have the place just to yourself. As you can see, there is no one here except Danique and myself, of course. We are right now at the turtle sanctuary, where normally there are a lot of turtles, but not now. They do have a cool little turtle museum, which I'm going to show you right away. We did try to get some drone footage out here, but unfortunately it's a no flying zone, so I gotta disappoint you with that. So something cool to know about the turtles and the marine life of Malaysia is that totally in the world you have around 7 different kind of species of turtles, and Malaysia has 4 of the 7 turtles. And also, if you didn't know it, turtles are only one of the few creatures that comes from back to the dinosaur age, from the Jurassic World age, that are non-passive aggressive. And if you do have turtles in your environment, that is a really good sign of an eco-friendly environment. And as you can see, the big boy over there is a giant leather turtle. The smallest one is not a turtle. Now you get the green turtle in Malaysia, the hawk-billed turtle, and the rolly turtle, the olive ridley turtle. Normally you have these big water bases over there and the full with turtles, but this is not the right season, so next time when we come back, maybe there are some turtles. So after a nice 2.5 hours just chilling, relaxing in the sun, probably getting a sunburn, we are going on to one of our last destinations of the day, and that is Daddy's Cafe, because we need some food. We are live now from Bogga Beach. Bogga Beach is one of the most beautiful beaches we have seen in a while, and we are definitely going to miss this place when we are going back to the main island. But for now we still got a couple hours left here on Pulau Pangkor before we go back to Marine Island, so we still can enjoy it. And as all good things come to an end, we are going back to Marina Island right now. But I do have some couple questions for all the locals that are watching this about Marina Island. So I am very curious, can anyone of the locals tell me what is the story behind Marine Island? Because we stayed there for a while now and it feels a bit like a ghost town, because look at something like this. You do have all these weird creatures around here, if I can say it like that. We got Sonic, we got some dragons. Over there you have the Zodiac Safari, which looks pretty much abandoned, and in all the time that we have been here we haven't seen anyone. And then you also have the giant market hall over there, and you do have literally the ghost town where we walk our doggy do it always, and we have not seen anyone living here. So what's the story behind it? If anybody knows, let us know in the DM. We are really curious about it. We really hope that you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, put the notification bell on, because a lot more is coming, and we see you next time.